Hey folks, now I know what a couple of you will be thinking. I've already watched this, how come I'm watching it again? Well, I decided to re-record and re-release. I released it yesterday because I wanted it to basically be on time, but I wasn't happy with the video. What this means, obviously, there's going to be a few repercussions on the fact that this week I'll have made a bit more progress, and then next week I won't make as much progress, but I figured I want to have a better video quality. So one thing, I'm putting music in the background of my videos now, just because it doesn't sound right having nothing there, right? It's better just to have a bit of background noise. So I've just hit a new highest wave on my farming run, so 5287, which is great. So that's gonna be it for the farming run. It is tournament day because I'm doing it on the wrong day. Usually I do it the day before tournaments, but as I just explained, so that doesn't matter. So now we're going to go through the stats. So now we're at 6.62 trillion. We were on 5.33 trillion last week, so that is a jump up of 1.29. I was gonna say 3, but it's 1.229 trillion, which is nice considering we were like just shy of 1 trillion like when I first started this series or something like that, like per week. So you can see that it is going up. The amount of coins I'm going to be earning is going to be going up a bit more exponentially now, hopefully. With a few changes that I'm making, it's going to make a big difference. Now, we already know my tier 9 has gone up. So with that, it is a case of I was at 5,134, so about 100 more waves. But the big change is it's from 63.28 billion to 82.47 billion in runs, so that's just shy of 20 billion per run, which is a massive difference, but then I am surviving a bit longer. Now, the coins doesn't really matter for everything else because I've not really been farming anywhere else, but my tier 10's not changed. My tier 11 was at 556 waves. It's now up to 2,983 waves. So there's a massive increase there. Got a lot of milestones. Tier 12 was at 302. It's now at 739. So almost, well, just over doubled. Tier 13 is at 330. It was at 131. So an extra 200 waves on there, basically. 199, but you know. Tier 14 was where I was at. So I was at level 67 on tier 14. I managed to hit wave 120. And then unlocked tier 15 and got 37 waves. So as you can see, there's been a lot of increase in this last week. Now, I'm going to caveat this in saying that there is a big reason. I'm going to jump a bit ahead, but then come back to it later. The big reason is chain lightning. So I bought some stone packs because it was payday, and I thought, why not treat myself right? So that I could get chain lightning to try and buff up. And the main reason that I got it right was because I wanted to try and stay in the Champions League. Now, what happened was I did stay in the Champion League when I did it first. I got rank 22. I was like, okay, so this investment into the game has got me, so I'm staying in Champions League. Awesome. Then the next one came around and I ranked 29. Awful. I got a couple of waves higher than the first one, so I wanted to check to see what the reasoning behind this was. So is it a case of like I am low on this one, or like in a good tier on this one, so like I did better than I would have, and then I'm in a bad tier for this one, or vice versa? Like this one was actually like a normal tier, but this was bad luck. So this is where I should be ranking, but I got into a difficult one. This is how I meant to explain that. Apologies. So then the next thing is I'm going to go over. So hopefully I should beat platinum, no problem today, but we'll see. So the next thing I'm going to go over is something I'm going to start doing now a bit more, is going over the tower run tracker just to show how I'm doing. So as you can see, this is since the 26th of the 5th. So it's a few weeks progress, but you can see that it is a steady increase. My coins have been hit and miss. This is usually on which, well, there's two variants two variations of what causes it. So the first thing that affects this is whether I get Inner Landmine or Chrono Field, because Chrono Field helps me hoard the enemies a bit more. The other one is how soon I swap over my cards from free ups and cash over to coin, crit coin, and slow aura. So it's interesting to see that it has such a big difference. I mean, these two are really amazing, but I have just put some upgrades onto. In fact, I could probably have this on the side of the screen, just thinking of like for future videos, fill up this blank space, you know. But yeah, so as I was saying, I've invested a bit in econ basically for why that's shot up on the last two. So then next things, I was gonna say first, but next thing's next. Econ. So my econ has changed a little bit. So I've put 3 points in damage, nothing in rend. I'm never really going to spend into rend, let's be honest. I am going to put one more into damage, so we're up to 120. I'm not going to spend anything whenever I go under 200 billion now. I'm going to sit at 200 billion. I'll explain the reason why in a little bit. So health is now at 1.16 and 1.2, so I have put some into these. And then cash is upgraded by 1, and coin bonus has not been. Oh no, actually, these have not been touched. I thought I'd put this up by 1, but I haven't. Never mind. So then our workshop. So we'll ignore them for now. We'll get there. So I've not really put anything into these, but just for the sake of going through them. So 90 into damage, nothing else on this screen. I did put a little bit into wall health, but not much. But I didn't have like a track of it beforehand, so I think it's probably about 50 that I've put into it. I've put 10 into health. I've put 20 into health regen. Nothing in defense absolute. Here I've not touched this screen at all. And then here I've done a few changes. So I bought Chain Lightning. I've upgraded it quite extensively, in my opinion. Like it's quite extensive compared to a basic, right? There's still a lot of upgrades, of course. I believe I've upgraded the damage on my Death Wave once. I'm going to upgrade it again, to be fair. I feel like it does need that. Then my Golden Tower, I've put 1 upgrade in bonus, 1 in duration. And I brought down my Death Wave cooldown. I'm pretty sure that's the one that I clicked on. I could be wrong. It was one of these cooldowns I've reduced anyway. And then that's it for these ultimate weapons. So the cards. Now cards have changed a bit compared to what they were at. So they are steadily going up, but going up much faster than before. So I've just got Second Wind up to tier 6, which is great. In fact, what does tier 6 do? 3 seconds longer invincibility. Better than a kick in the gonads. So they're not close to being maxed out, obviously, but compared to what they were last week, they've definitely jumped up. So most of them are tier 5. We've got 1 tier 4 and 3 tier 6s. By next week, I'd assume that I'm going to have most of them tier 6, because that's basically where all my gems are going to be going. I want to max out my cards, get that done out of the way. Because there is a few that I'm using, which obviously they're going to have a nice effect on my runs. So that's cards. I haven't bought any more slots. Modules, now there's a nice big change here. The first thing you'll see, I managed to get my second Mythic, and this is huge for me. So it's level 102, which is another great thing. Unfortunately, I can't get it above that, but it's got defense, health regen, and wall health. This is just so that I can have the boosts to my survivability, basically, so that I can focus more on my glass cannon for tournaments. I figured if I can boost up really quickly on my wall health, make my wall like really survivable, and that's what's actually been helping in my farming runs, which is why it's made a massive increase there. Now, I know it's a waste to do these rerolls, but I honestly am risking it for a chocolate biscuit. In fact, I'm going to go into lower tiers so that I can get something that I actually want, hopefully. So it didn't come out with what I wanted, but oh well. I'm aware it's kind of a waste of my reroll shards at this moment, as I just said, but I'm just rolling because I feel like rolling. I'm looking for the thorns to help with my farming runs, and I will keep the new because Defense Absolute's pointless. So these two really haven't changed. The Multiverse Nexus, I have completely re-rolled everything on here. So I now have Death Wave cooldown for minus 10 seconds for again helping with my economy. Chain Lightning damage and Chain Lightning chance, both mythic. That is to help obviously pump up my damage in tournaments to try and stay into the Champions League, but obviously I dropped down anyway, so at least I tried, right? So levels on these, this has gone from legendary level 90, level 100. It was Wormhole Redirector was here. So it's level 102, so it's actually gone up 2 levels. This is 101. It's gone up 1 level. In fact, I'm going to quickly double check something. No, yeah, still 101. I wasn't sure since I'd got an upgrade whether it was going to push it over, but never mind. That doesn't matter. So that's my modules. Now we're going to go over to our labs. So a lot's changed in our labs. I did say I was going to perma lab coin boost bonus, or I've forgotten what it's called now. Lab coin discount. I figured it out before I got there, but I want to try and get my perk bonus up so that that's out of the way, because that's going to help with my farming runs again. And then I'll go back to lab speed. I've got my shock multipliers in here and chance. I'm going to keep these in until multiplier hits max, because it maxes out at level 14, and then I'll leave the shock chance at 14 whilst I do other researches. I'm going to perma wall thorns until level 20, because that's the only wall, in my opinion, the only wall lab that matters for me right now. I can do the other ones later on to go more like EHP, but I think maxing out wall thorns will make me EHP to the point where it's needed for me. That being said, that's just because it stops the heat up damage, but it's play it by ear. We'll see how it goes. Now, that's all of the labs that I'm doing at the moment, but I will go over what I did in the interim, because I have done quite a few in the interim. So we're looking for Spotlight Missiles 9. There we go. So we've got a missile amplifier, level 15. Lab speed went up, and then I've done attack speed, damage, crit factor, and then that's when I got my Chain Lightning shock, so they got slotted in. Then I've done some reroll shards, because I figured now that I'm actually working on my modules, reroll shards is important. That being said, I'm stopping working on the modules now until Sharp Fortitude gets put into the normal banner, and that's when I'll start doing modules again. So it is just a case I'm going to focus on getting some more reroll shards and everything before I start investing in it. That's basically what's going to go back in once I've done with my shock multiplier and shock chance. And I'll also slot in lab coin discount there. Wall thorns is being upgraded, module shard cost. Here we go. So that's what I'm going to put in again as well. So module shard cost, get the shards going up on the modules going up on levels easier. So that's my plan for what I'm going to be putting in for the next week. But to be fair, this is probably going to be in for the whole of next week. So that is all of the main things that I need to go over. Now there is a couple of things left, so it's basically just my Guardian. So I always do that. I always click rather than long hold. So this has gone down by a second, up by 1%, and up by 2%. I could technically buy some gems, but I'm going to save up because I want to make sure that I get the coins out of this before I get the gems. we've managed to hit 750 again because Derp is a really good guild. And then the next thing that I need to go over is my event. So I've got everything from here and from the event shop that I want. I have been putting my medals into the gems and the stones. Now the reason for this, people say only put 2 in. Only put 2 in if you want, right? Play the game how you want to play the game. The reason that I overinvest is because I feel like for where I am in the tower, I am underdeveloped. So stones are one of the hardest currencies to come by. Buying more stones for me is going to get me further in tournaments, meaning I can get more stones. So the more I invest in here, the quicker I get a return on investment on getting more stones. Gems, however, the reason I buy these is just because I'm trying to catch up. I want to catch up on modules and I want to max out my cards. So I want to get to the point where I don't really need gems. So for me, it's good for now, but in the future, it is going to run out of use. Now, this time I have gone through everything I wanted to go through and I've explained it as well as I want to explain it. So this is going to be the video. So if you managed to complete watching it, thank you. I am trying to grow my channel. I'm working on making a new logo for the channel, so you should probably see that next week. We'll just see how it goes. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Helps grow my channel. Leave a comment if you want to give me some advice, if you want to get some advice. I'm not the best, like, I play this game, I'm a very logical person, but there's better guides out there, but I still do guides when I feel like there's something that I can add. And then also, if you just want to, like, make a comment that I'll reply to, do it. Like, just have a chat at the end of the day. So that's everything. Thank you for watching. Ciao for now.